Before we begin, I'm just going to see if Councillor Stevens, who's appearing online, can see and hear us. Councillor Stevens? No. Hello, Councillor Stevens. Hello. Well, that's why we do this test, because we need to make sure you can see and hear us. My microphone is on. Hello, testing.
Have you got your microphone on?
No, it needs a speaker on there.
Speakers?
Yes. Hello there, Councillor Stevens. Can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor.
Terrific, thank you.
I can see you. I can see you and hear you, Mayor.
Terrific, that's fantastic. Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Members of the public gallery should note that the Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also published and archived on Council's website for viewing by the public. Recordings may also be used for publicity or information purposes. Members of the public in attendance at the Council meeting who wish to communicate with the Council regarding an agenda item or any other matter should advise the Mayor, ideally prior to the meeting starting, to ensure that their submission is called at the appropriate time during the meeting. Would gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees please ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. And Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and acknowledge their ongoing connections to their land and water. We have an apology, CEO, from Councillor Fote, who's on leave.
Mayor.
Otherwise, we have a full contingent. Yes, we have. Yes,
Mayor.
Sorry, I was just.
I'm a bit slow.
I was just counting. Sometimes it does take a bit of time. Do we have any declarations of conflict of interest? No. We have item 3.1, the confirmation of the minutes of the previous council meeting. We have a motion there. Councillor Lowe.
I move that the Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the ordinary council meeting of the 15th of July 2025.
Seconded, Councillor Wells. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak, Councillor Lowe?
No.
Thank you. There's no business arising from previous meetings. I don't believe we have any late or urgent items, nor do we have any notices of motion.
No, Mayor.
We have no petitions or joint letters. So we move then on to item 8, invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Councillor Madeley, thank you.
Thank you. I will start us off, and I apologise in advance that I've got a number of acknowledgements tonight. I will try and get through them as quickly as possible while also highlighting the importance of each of these events. So I recently attended the opening of the Wurruk Art Show held at the Wurruk Environmental and Cultural Education Centre in Sale. This exhibition showcased a stunning collection of local artists' interpretations of the grandfather tree, a reference to Wurruk, a Gunai-Kurnai word meaning grandfather gum tree, which stands for knowledge and place. These ancient red gums hold deep cultural and ecological significance in our region. From painting to sculpture, each artwork beautifully captured the resilience, history, and connection of our natural environment. It was inspiring to see how artists from across Gippsland reflect their own relationship with these iconic trees. And a thank you has to be extended to the organising committee of Cindy Tong, Dawn Stubbs, Sharon Ray and Glenn Finlay for their work on this exhibition. These events highlight our shared commitment to culture, environment and community. And continuing on with the theme of trees, I also would like to speak briefly on National Tree Day, which was celebrated last Sunday with a fantastic community planting event at Flooding Creek. We had around 60 volunteers turn out and together planted 1,000 native plants, including around 80 endangered grey billy buttons, which is part of the Raising Rarity project that many schools and the Botanic Gardens of Sale are partnering with the Royal Botanic Gardens of Victoria, I believe, to hopefully grow and farm seeds from the billy buttons to save them from extinction. Across the rest of the week, the planting continued with the help of around 200 local students, and by the end of the week, an incredible 20 2,100 native plants had been added to the Flooding Creek area. These events were part of the Green Links grant from the Victorian Government, and they complement Wellington Shire Council's ongoing revegetation program. So a big thank you to all the volunteers, students, teachers and community groups who took part. It was a great reminder of what we can achieve together and the importance of protecting and restoring our local environment for future generations. It's free to go. Here we go. On Friday night, I had the pleasure of attending the inaugural TAFE Gippsland Education Awards, which were held at the Wedge here in Sale. And this was a fantastic event celebrating the achievements of local students, trainers and industry partners. This was the first time TAFE Gippsland had formally recognised their outstanding community. And the evening was filled with, actually, they had fantastic artists in the foyer. So there was a magician and there was a woman doing magic tricks with bubbles, and it was quite amazing. So a great night. And the awards showcase the important role vocational education plays in building local skills, supporting regional industries and opening new opportunities for our community. There was 2 winners from Wellington Shire, and these winners included Cameron Ladeau from Kurrajong, who won Apprentice of the Year for Food and Fibre, and Tate Chisholm from Yarram, who won Apprentice of the Year in the Carpentry category. Congratulations to all the recipients and to TAFE Gippsland on a wonderful night. On Saturday, I had the pleasure of attending the Gippsland Writers Festival in Yarram, joining a fantastic lunch event with acclaimed author Nikki Gemmell. The festival continues to be a wonderful celebration of storytelling, creativity and community. It was inspiring to hear Nikki speak so honestly and thoughtfully about her writing journey, life and the power of words to connect us. A big thank you to all the organisers, volunteers and attendees who make this annual event such a vibrant part of the Wellington Arts calendar. Events like this enrich our region and support a love of reading, ideas and conversation. And lastly, a big congratulations to Councillor Wells on being awarded life membership of the Sale Mafra Cricket Association. This prestigious honour is a testament to his outstanding service, dedication and long-standing commitment to the growth and success of local cricket. His contributions have left a lasting legacy in the community, and this recognition is truly well-deserved. Well done, Councillor Wells, a champion for both sport and community. Thank you, Mayor. I'm done. Whew.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and you've managed to embarrass Councillor Wells very well there, when it was indeed, and congratulations to you, Jeff, and well done on the tree planting. It's amazing, that whole area out there at the back of the sale yards. Through Flooding Creek. It's quite extraordinary out there. We move on now. Would you like to, I think you had something in for the invited addresses or presentations anyway, Councillor Wells, so you might as well open up now.
Yeah, I've got nothing on Councillor Madeley, Deputy. Yes, last week I attended the Rural Council of Victoria's meetings, which was held in Yarrawonga in Victoria. It was very well attended by all the rural councils. It was held over 2 days, and yeah, it was quite good. Discussions, there was some good healthy discussions on low-income housing, a contentious one, the fire services levy. Still everyone's opposed to it, and yeah, it was very strongly discussed in the negative. Also councils, more the smaller ones, regarding their budgeting and struggles to stay in budget with the rate capping and the CPI going higher than that, so a lot of them are struggling to stay in front of that. I wore the middle of everywhere shirt that I've got, and there was a lot of positive comments regarding our catchphrase and how other councils are saying we need something like that. So that's a real positive for our team. Of a great job they're going in advertising our wonderful Shire. And finally, next year, the conference is going to be held in Swan Hill. So it was a good conference. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Councillor Lowe.
I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge an outstanding young member of the Sale Small Ball Rifle Club, Darcy Young. At just 15 years old, Darcy has made a tremendous impact on our club. Not only is she a talented athlete, but she's also a kind and humble young woman who we're incredibly proud of. Darcy began her shooting journey at the age of 12 right here at our club in Sale, and since then her dedication and skill have taken her to incredible heights. She now holds 6 state records and already represents Australia overseas. Most recently, Darcy was awarded a scholarship to the Victorian Institute of Sport in Maribyrnong, a significant achievement on its own. Remarkably, she will be the only athlete at the Institute representing the sport of shooting. She will receive specialised training in physical training, mental strength and approach to sports, nutrition, as well as one-on-one training in shooting from the best shooters in Victoria. If she continues on her current path, there'll be no doubt we'll see her representing Australia in both the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games. Her success has been supported locally, with the Wellington Shire Council providing a $6,000 community grant to our club for the purchase of digital targets, a critical tool in helping her train at a competitive international level. Darcy has now relocated to Melbourne to pursue her shooting career and has moved from our small little club. While we certainly miss her presence, we're excited to watch her journey unfold. We couldn't be prouder to have her as part of our club and the community. Thank you.
Always good to hear about very clever and creative and skilled young people in our community. Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to acknowledge the councillors' visit to RAF Base East Sale. And I'd like to acknowledge Mr Jim Sutton, who's the base manager at East Sale, who met us, and 8 councillors, including myself, attended, and we were escorted around the base. The first unit that we went to was the No. 1 Flying Training School, and Wing Commander Martin Keir being the commanding officer, and we were shown around that area. It has certainly changed a bit for a long time ago when I was in the Air Force at 1 Flying Training Unit at Point Cook. We had very small aeroplanes, but I was very fortunate to be able to ask could I fly the PC-21 simulator, which was very, very exciting, and I think others did too. So that was really enjoyable. Then we moved on to the School of Air Traffic Control, and the commanding officer being Wing Commander Erin Fryer. And we also spent time in the simulator room where they instruct the air traffic controllers. And that was very, very interesting. I had never in my 20 years of service and 11 at East Sale, never been in the simulator. So to go in was a pretty good privilege for me. So it's just wonderful that we've got this base so close and they're looking after us in all phases of a lot of instructing happening out there. And just every night when you hear those aeroplanes, they're flying around for us, to keep us safe. And I thank them very much for that. And another highlight when we had morning tea in the officers' mess was seeing our Deputy Mayor, Councillor Madley's face when she pointed out a painting of her father alighting a HS-748 aircraft, one of the navigation aircrafts, and Bruce Peterson, I'm sure I'd flown at times with him, and I can attest he was a good navigator because we took off, we went to our destination and returned safely. So that's our RAF base. And another one, on Saturday I attended Morwell for the Grey Wolf Awards, which is the Grey Wolf Award, is the highest award you can earn in the Cub Scout section. It is considered the pinnacle of scouting at this stage and is a milestone in their scouting life. The Grey Wolf Award brings together the core elements of achievement pathways and as well as personal development course, an adventurous journey and a personal reflection. So once they reach a certain age, after they're Grey Wolf, they move up to Scouts. Now, we were very fortunate to have 4 of young grey wolf recipients from the Wellington Shire, Levi Blanchard, Harry Dunsis, Ivy Sampson and Lincoln Ellamers. And there was 1 from Sale, 1 from Stratford and 2 from Yarram. So congratulations, and just seeing the awards and seeing the young grey wolf awardees, they actually gave speeches, they presented, they were just fantastic. And they're fine young members of our community. We are standing in good stead with those young members. So that was on Saturday afternoon. On Saturday evening, I was privileged to be able to go to the Ben Crooken Walking Club 60th anniversary dinner in Maffra, and quite a few of the club, one person was an inaugural member, quite a few of the members were in attendance, and it was great to hear their stories of them walking in areas where years gone by of four-wheel drive. Not walked, but four-wheel drive. So it was really wonderful contribution that they've given to the Wellington Shire. Just listening and talking, and they had 2 new members, and one particular new member had said to me that the fitness part of it and the mental health and the companionship that has been offered by that group is really fantastic. So thank you to Ben Crooken Walking Club for inviting me, and they're another wonderful group within the Wellington Shire. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. The one thing you didn't mention, I think, was that in the simulators, there was a previous mayor of this council with the initials IB who crashed on landing the simulator, and there was a challenge out which the deputy mayor met and actually successfully landed the simulator scored well. True story. Any more addresses, presentations or acknowledgements, councillors? No, thank you. There's no questions on notice, so we move through to the Youth Council report. Thanks, Talia. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
You could talk about Scouts too, I think.
I was just saying that, looking back, I had you help award me with my grey wolf, so comes full circle. Yeah. So, good evening, councillors. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you the activities of Youth Council from the past 3 months. May was a very busy month of events. We hosted a stall at the Volunteer Expo where 5 councillors shared their experience of being on Youth Council, and in addition to enjoying Big Bear's donuts, which I think we all did, we also helped Council's comms team with their community engagement survey. On May 30th, Devon, Nate, Isabel and Darcy ran some lawn games at the Live for Life launch day. The GRSC hosted 563 Year 8 students from across the Shire. It was great to see all our local secondary schools come together for this unique and important event. The day was full of positive messages to help with young people's mental health and well-being. This year, more than ever, Youth Council has received regular requests to present at our formal and action meetings. At our May action meeting, we attended a workshop by Steve Tong of Latrobe Community Health Service on gaming to gambling. Many of us had not connected the close link between video games and gambling apps, but now we can see how loot boxes and other elements in our games are setting us up to be gamblers from a young age. We also learnt some troubling statistics on the prevalence of gambling by young adults in this area and the huge amount of money that is lost. Also that night, Nicole Danks, the Council Community Engagement Officer, ran an hour-long session to gain insight from youth councillors about how best to engage a diverse range of people for Council's projects, policies and programs. The June formal meeting included Kimberly from KF Consulting, who ran a workshop to gather youth-specific insights on the barriers, aspirations and inclusive strategies that impact young people with disabilities. We look forward to seeing the results of this in Council's Disability, Accessibility and Inclusion Plan. July saw a visit from a blue mackerel consultant who wanted our input into the big ideas for their community benefits scheme should they be successful in next year's offshore wind project. This week is Homelessness Awareness Week. We partnered with Uniting to highlight this issue and fold paper houses. Our origami houses are a small symbol made to represent the number of dwellings needed to ensure everyone has a place to call home. The aim was to make 60,000 across all of Victoria, and as a group, we uploaded more than 250 to the state website tally. Looking ahead, we were successful in our grant for Youth Fest and are now busy planning a video gaming event for Rosedale in the September school holidays. Entries are steadily coming in for this year's Youth Art Prize and a couple of weeks left to enter. Our small art prize working group has loved collaborating with Meg from the gallery to design the look for the exhibition. All will be revealed at the spring season launch of the gallery on Friday, September 12th. In October, we are planning a live music gig at the Bundy Hall for local young performers. It will be another mini upswing with a young makers market and food trucks. In conclusion, this has felt like a busy and productive quarter, and as a group, we strive to be good leaders and be inclusive in all our actions, and we look forward to continuing to represent all young people of our region. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Talia. We've just had a slight technical challenge with the what's connecting the minute taker with the screens, which I presume is also impacting our streaming. So we might pause for a little while there while we get that and also get Councillor Stevens back in. Thank you very much for your presentations. We will move a motion of thanks when we're back online, so you could stay for that or you could head home, whatever suits you. But we're going to try and just reconnect in.
Yes, so Mayor, if we call for just a 5-minute adjournment because we may need to reboot the system. I've just been messaged by Councillor Stevens who said he's been frozen out, but the technical issue is at our end. I'll let him know that. Yes. So perhaps 5 minutes and we'll see how we go. Mayor, if you... So, Mayor and Councillors, we are now live again and restreaming. Apologies for the technical issue there. What it has meant is that we've lost the connection to Councillor Stevens. I've just spoken with Councillor Stevens, Mayor, and asked him if we continue the meeting, is there any agenda item he would like us to withdraw? He said no, because they are of a procedural nature, which they are. We're halfway through the agenda, so Councillor Stevens has advised he's more than happy to effectively issue an apology from this point and allow the meeting to continue with a quorum, Mayor. So,
terrific.
Over to you.
Well, thank you. So, for those who are just rejoining the meeting, and for the record, we've had the Youth Council report presented by Talia Schneider. It was presented exactly as written in the agenda, and I'm looking for a motion now to accept that report. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Mabley.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council receive the Youth Mayor's quarterly report.
Seconded, Councillor Lowe. Is that motion opposed? Motion not being opposed is carried. Did you wish to speak, Deputy Mayor?
Just to say again what a fantastic job the Youth Council do for the youth in our community and for Wellington Shire as a whole. I think they're a fantastic group of young people. You can see by the report how much they do and how much they are planning to achieve in the remainder of the year. So just a huge congratulations to the Youth Council.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. We move then on to Delegates Reports. Councillor Bannerman.
Thank you, Mayor. So I have the honour of being the delegate to the Community Advisory Group for Southerly 10 on behalf of Council, meeting every 2 months roughly. So this time the group met at the Red Pig Bakery in Tura, so thank you for hosting that, Red Pig. Essentially, where is Southerly 10 at and the Community Advisory Group at with their processes? So they're working through finalising environmental statements in preparation for an exhibition period for public review. So moving along there. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Bannerman. We move then on to General Manager Corporate Services, Assembly of Councillors report.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I do apologise, Mayor, just to let councillors know, just with the technology at the moment, we're broadcasting, we're recording, but the broadcasting has stopped. Now, we're not required legally to broadcast, that's fine, and we are recording, so that will be made available to people as per normal, but we're not broadcasting at the moment. Okay.
Thank you, CEO. Councillor Madeley.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Councillor records for the period 7th July to 27th of July.
Seconded, Councillor Bannerman. Is that motion opposed? Motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak to that?
Just briefly to say this is just, as we've said before, this is not a requirement, but it's something that Council continues to do as good governance, and this is just a record of workshops that we have attended as a council. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I'll move then on to 12.2, the S11A Instrument of Appointment and Authorisation Planning Environment Act 1987. Thanks, Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council appoint and authorise the council officers referred to in the attached instrument titled S11A Instrument of Appointment and Authorisation, Planning Environment Act 1987 and 2, that the instrument come into force immediately upon being signed by Council's Chief Executive Officer and remain in force until Council determines to vary or revoke the instrument. And 3, that Council revoke the previous S11A Instrument of Appointment and Authorisation Planning Environment Act 1987 made by resolution of Council on the 15th of April 2025.
Seconded, Councillor Wells. Is that motion opposed? Motion not being opposed, it's carried. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. Very procedural. However, it is worth pointing out that part of the reason for this change in delegation is that Council Officer Joshua Clydesdale, who commenced in the role of Major Projects and Principal Strategic Planning, required appointment under the Act. So great to have Josh and the rest of the planning team on board.
Moving on then to item 13.1, quick response grants. Councillor Wells.
It's fine, you can go.
I move that... Thank you. I move that Council note the information regarding applications received under the Quick Response Grant Scheme for the period of March 2025 to June 2025 as per attachment 13.1.4.
Seconded, Councillor Madeley. Is that motion opposed? The motion not being opposed is carried. So I can announce the successful grant recipient organisations are Yarraman District Cricket Club, Maffra Bowls Recreation Inc, Sale Maffra Badminton Association, Rosedale Community Care Inc, Boysdale Public Hall, Munro Public Hall Committee of Management and Sale Baseball Club. Did you wish to speak, Councillor Wells?
No, not at this stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Move then on to 13.2, the reopening of the unused road off Arnup Road, Wurruk.
Oh, I'm happy to do that.
Microphone.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that pursuant to section 4071 of the Land Act 1958, as it is desirable in the public interest, Council authorise the Chief Executive Officer or their delegate to write to the Department of Energy, Environment and Climate Action requesting the unused road licences 1502256 and 1502359 held over the government road off Arnup Road at Wurruk be revoked alongside abutting reserve Res 1 and 2 PS 518800 and Res 1 PS 518806 as they are required for public traffic.
Seconded, Councillor Lowe. Is that motion opposed? Motion not being opposed, it's carried. Did you wish to speak?
No, thank you, Mayor. Very procedural.
We move then on to plant purchase grader and roller Rural East. Councillor Ripper, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move that 1, adopt the recommendations contained in the attached confidential tender evaluation report for supply and delivery of one motor grader and roller for the Maffra Depot Rural East Road Maintenance Team, tender VP 462363. 2. Note that the information contained in the attached confidential documents 14.3.2 grader and roller restricted assessment 14.3.3 tender evaluation report as designated confidential under section 3(1) of the Local Government Act 2020 by the General Manager of Build and Natural Environment on the 25th of July 2025 because they relate to the following grounds. GII, private commercial information being information provided by a business, commercial or financial undertaking, if released, would unreasonably expose the business, commercial or financial undertaking to disadvantage, except that once this recommendation has been adopted, the name of the successful tender can be made public.
Terrific. Is that motion seconded? Councillor Tatterson. Is the motion opposed? The motion not being opposed, it's carried. So the tender evaluation outcome. So I've lost it on mine. Have you got it in front of you, CEO? I've got it here, sorry. I was looking in the wrong spot. The successful tender was for the grader and brooms roller will be supplied by Komatsu Australia. Did you wish to speak to that, Councillor Ripper?
Thank you, Mayor. The background is to support the ongoing delivery of road maintenance activities. Council has implemented an annual capital program for the renewal of Council's major road maintenance plant and equipment such as heavy machinery and vehicles. As part of the 2025-26 plant replacement program, Council's existing Komatsu GD 5555 motor grader plant number 22046 and multi-tired roller plant number 22022 located within the Rural East Road Maintenance Team were identified as nearing the end of their asset lives and are required to be replaced. On average, graders are replaced every 7 years and rollers every 15 years. Tender submissions were requested from 3 suppliers via vendor panel online procurement program. Of the 3 invited, 2 suppliers submitted tenders for review. And as the Mayor has read out, Komatsu won the tender. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you. Councillors, we move now on to item 14, further gallery and online comments. Before, I know we had received a comment earlier on, which I'll ask the CEO to address in a moment, but apologies for those who are watching this recording afterwards, but unfortunately with the technological challenge we've had with some equipment malfunctioning, if anyone wished to speak at this point, that's just not possible if they're not in the gallery. So apologies for that. As you can see, the screens have gone behind us. Something has gone awry. But CEO, we had received some gallery comments earlier on before the meeting, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We've received a number of questions from an Angela Wybenger, and I do apologise to Angela if I've got the pronunciation of her name incorrect. There are, in fact, 5 questions that Angela's asked, and these have all been, councillors, distributed to you prior, so you've got copies of those. The first is in relation to the local law and public bathrooms issue that was at the last council, and just in relation to how council deals with threatening behaviour and the LGBTQI community. The second question is in relation to promoting local church groups on the Middle of Everywhere website and council's position on that. The third question is around, and again, councillors, I'm paraphrasing this because they are relatively long, and I will provide you all with responses when we respond to Angela. The third one is just around council's community assistance grant program, that an allocation was of $5,000 had previously been made to a local church group to run a leadership program, and just seeking some clarification on the guidelines and assessment criteria for the way council the way council assesses applications to that grant program. The second last one is just around how council rates one of the local church groups, noting that myself and the General Manager of Corporate Services had a meeting with a local church group late last year to talk about rateability of churches and their assets. So respond to that. And the final one, Mayor, and I just apologise if I go to another page. The final one, just bear with me for 2 seconds. The final one was around how much council has spent on advertising, from Angela again, how much council has spent on advertising in the Gippsland Times in the last year, which we can easily pull out. So, Mayor, they're the questions. We will provide responses to Angela and we will distribute those responses to council for information. Thank you, Mayor.
True, thank you. So we don't have any more, none have come in via email. Again, apologies for those who may have wished to speak to us tonight. There'll be further opportunities, of course, at the next council meeting. I don't believe we have anything to go into closed session for councillors. So then I call the meeting closed. Thank you.